friends, thanks for joining me for Tassel Tuesday. Today I am making a tassel for a YouTube and Instagram friend. Before we get into this, I want to remind you to please check out all of our Tassel Tuesday collaborators. I will be using some thrifted fabric that I have here, and I am cutting it into strips. I'd like to add some yarn to this tassel, so I've gone through my stash and I found some pink and some white. I also went through my ribbons and I picked out this cute unicorn ribbon as well. Now I am measuring out some of the white yarn that I have, and I'm cutting that to size. This pink yarn is such a pretty shade pink, and I actually found this at a thrift store, and I think I paid like 29 cents for it. So I love to try to find yarn and ribbon at the thrift store because a lot of times I get really lucky. Now this darker pink, this I didn't get at the thrift store. I believe I got this, I'm pretty sure it was Joann Fabrics. It was, and it was actually on clearance. Hi friends, well so far this is what I have for our tassel for my friend. Now this friend that I have, I met on YouTube. I follow her now on Instagram as well, and I just love her. She's the eyeshadow shopper. I will put all of her links below. I did know that I wanted to make her a unicorn magic tassel because I think that she'll get a kick out of that. So I want to embellish it, and I want to hang some beads and bobbles in it. I got these beads from BB Craft because most of you know I do the BB Craft YouTube program. And speaking of, there's a coupon code that you can use, and it's Club 5, and it'll give you $5 off of a purchase of 40. So I think I'll definitely use some pink beads from this, maybe some teal. We'll do that. And I've got, from my thrift store finds, I've got some pink in here too, and a little purple. Actually, that might be kind of cute. I could throw in some silver. I'll see how I feel. And I don't know if I'll use any of this as some of my thrifted jewelry, but I might. And then I've got these. Remember we played with these last week? Oh, I don't think the pink is the right color. It's not bubble gummy enough, so we're not gonna use that. I think I'm gonna fill this little tiny bottle with seed beads and hang that on there. It's been a while since I did one of those, and I just think that she'll think it's pretty cute. So we'll put that there. I've got these. Oh, we'll use some of the bright pink for some unicorn magic. That'll be great. And I could use some of these too. These are kind of different, but we'll see if I like that as it's coming together. So that's pretty much what we're gonna pull from to create our little dangles that we're gonna put on here. I will set this to some music while I do some of the bead work, and then I'll make sure I show you some pictures at the end. I went through some of my thrifted jewelry, and I found a piece that I ended up using on the tassel, and I think it's just perfect. I ended up using the piece that already had a lobster claw on it, so it made it very easy for me to attach it to the tassel. I just clipped it onto the tied piece of the ribbon. I've decided to see if I can thread some of the larger beads onto this pretty pink yarn. Sorry if you can't see it, it's probably blending in. But it's a kind of a small, thin yarn, but yet it's heavy duty and thick enough to hold really well. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that, like I said, with some of the larger beads. I've tied the pink yarn onto the tassel, and then I began putting the beads on, and I actually, kind of struggled with it because the yarn, though it's not big, it's not really that easy to push yarn through a bead. I ended up getting a little tiny bit of water, and so I was putting some water on the end of the yarn to kind of get the fibers to stick together, and it worked, but it wasn't fantastic, but it did help. Now it's time to add a few decorative pieces. So I filled the tiny bottle with some blue and gold seed beads, and then I glued the little cork in it, and I used Fabri-Tac to glue the cork into the bottle. And then I also grabbed an eye pin and I put on that a little tiny pink dice, and then a white pearl in the center, and then another pink die. I hope I'm saying that right. I need to look that up. So I was having a difficult time feeding the rest of the beads through, and the water helped hold the fibers together, but it just was not good enough, and so I was kind of struggling, and I don't have a lot of patience for that sort of thing, and I knew a needle was not going to work. There was no way I could fit the yarn through the eye of a needle and then have that be able to fit through the bead. So I put my thinking cap on, and I was just really trying to figure out what I could do to make it work. So I put some tacky glue on the end of the yarn, and then I kind of like twisted it together with my fingers, and I let it dry, and it worked like a charm. Okay friends, I'm going to take a couple of photographs of the tassel hanging, but since I had the camera zoomed in because I wanted to show you about the glue, I just figured I'd give you a little bit of a close-up. So I ended up just sticking with the pink and purple beads and then putting the big pearl bead in between some of them. And then on this one, I did the little pink dice with a smaller pearl bead. And then you saw that I did a double knot here so that nothing can slide off. And then this is a piece from the vintage necklace that I had found at the thrift store. I don't know that it's vintage, it's just a necklace that I found at the thrift store. And it already had a lobster claw on it, so it was very easy for me to just clasp it to the tie here. And then on the other side, I used the same pattern of beads, and then I added our little tiny bottle of Unicorn Magic, and then finished off and then tied it just like the other side. And basically that's our tassel. I think she's super pretty and super cute, and I think my friend's really gonna like it. So stay tuned, and I will hang this up and get some pictures, and we'll see how she looks hanging. I recently posted a video where I sent off a book that I made for a friend of mine, and a few of you mentioned that you enjoyed seeing the wrapping process and, just basically the preparation for having it sent off. So I thought, since this was going to a friend also, that I would go ahead and share with you that I wrote her a little note, and then I wrapped everything up and put it in the package, and then I took it to the post office. This tassel has the little glass bottle on it, so I'm double wrapping it in the tissue paper just to give it a little extra cushion. While you're watching me wrap this lovely little tassel for my friend, I just wanted to say I hope everybody is doing well. I hope so far your new year is going well. And I wanted to share with you that so far mine is. I do have some plans to try to finalize my craft room. I've been working on it for a long time, and I really need to kick it into high gear and work on it some more and get it done. So I have started with organizing my beads. I wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you spending time with me today. Thanks for watching. See you soon.